networking. Networking is massive, guys. If you don't network, you will not grow.
It's true.
Like, networking is everything.
Welcome back, everybody, to another RSG podcast. My name's Alb. Hosting with me today, we got Dario Streams, and our guest today is the one and only NurVes. How's it going, brother?
Going good, man. How about yourself?
Not too bad. Dario, how are you doing?
We're doing good. We're doing very good.
Welcome back once again to another podcast. This is your third now, I guess. Only two aired, but your third podcast.
Yeah, my third podcast, and I'm happy to be here with NurVes, one of the longtime homies.
Yeah,
hey, you're one of the only people who got my phone number, man.
Oh,
I'm gonna send you a little message right now. You know? Get a little spicy.
Love that. So NurVes is the for anyone listening or watching right now, NurVes is the longest ranking member on the RSG content creation team. Joined roughly 19 months ago. Was the third ever to join RSG, but right now is the longest standing member. So hats off to you, NurVes. Love having you on here.
Hey, let's go.
That's pretty.
It's been a pleasure,
dude. 19 months went pretty fast. When I was like typing up the little information thing that we're going to talk about today, I was like, damn, 19 months, dude. It seems like it was only like a few months ago.
It does not seem like 19 months have passed.
No, it doesn't. And like, what a change in like not only RSG but you too. I mean, you've skyrocketed in the streaming industry. You got like all your merch on the go now. Your setup, even, you know what I mean. So many things have changed since then in those 19 months. It's wild.
It has. It's been a crazy couple of years, man. It's been a crazy couple of years for growth, for everything. It's still mind-blowing, still very humbling. It's crazy.
The other day I was comparing your like, I guess it was your New Year's post, what you wanted to accomplish like throughout that year or whatever. And you blew the last accomplishment post out of the water, man. So hats off to you for that, for sure. That was wild.
It was great. It was a great year, man. It slowed down a bit, but that's just part of like it's a roller coaster. Anything in the streaming industry, if anyone is looking to get into content creation, know you are going to have 100 lows and 10 highs every year. That's just the way it is.
That's a really good way of putting it. I mean, Dario, you can definitely relate. You were doing it full time, and you know, everyone who does it sees the ups and downs, especially if you get to a position where you're up at all. Just know, like NurVes just said, there's definitely a low coming, and that doesn't justify your career in streaming or like what you're doing. You might not be doing anything. People might just be busy. Facebook might not send out a notification. It could be any number of things, but it's definitely an emotional roller coaster in all aspects, for sure. But it's good to be able.
Roller coaster.
It is. Yeah, it's good to be able to have a passion and be able to turn it into a career like that.
It is something that you never thought would be possible, and being able to do it as a full-time career path is amazing.
Do you have many doubters?
You get to show off. Oh, would you say, Alba?
Do you have many doubters, like when you first started doing it, where people like, yo, what are you doing this gaming thing?
At the beginning, like when I first started, I was on Twitch for about 8 months, and I averaged below 20 viewers, I'd say. And there was a lot of times that for like 6 months, I'd say I was live with 0 viewers. That's just a part of it. People who expect it to happen overnight, that's the people who's not going to make it. That's just part of it, and it's a long road. And when I moved to Facebook, everything started going up, man. And I can't remember the question.
Like, did you have many people like doubting you when you first started?
So yeah, okay. This is where I was going with that. When I moved to Facebook, I obviously a lot more family, a lot more friends started seeing my streams because it was connected to my actual profile, and I'd share it there every day. So I was kind of scared to be out of the box and just not and be myself times 10. And I did have a couple of people. Luckily, I had like my mom, my wife, her parents, her family, my family was very supportive. There was a couple people that I cut out just because I see it as if somebody's not going to support you and not going to be there for you when you need it, they're not worth being in your life, and the toxic energy is only going to bring your ideas and your path downhill.
Yeah.
And so I've had a couple naysayers. I've had a couple people telling me like, "What the fuck are you doing?" So
Yep.
excuse my language.
No, this is Giver, man. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, but I mean, to people like that, look at where I am now compared to where I was when they were saying that. And I'm not saying that in a cocky way or anything like that. I just mean it as like anyone who tells you that you are not going to make it or you can't do something, it's all in your head, and it's all in
Yep.
your confidence on if you can actually make it work.
100%.
It has nothing to do with what someone else says.
No, I agree. Did you have many people like that, Dario?
I mean, I had a few for sure. I mean, you were lucky, Nerves. You said your parents and even your wife's parents were supportive.
Yeah.
I would say my parents were supportive, but they didn't really understand like how it could be a career opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was always getting those questions of like, how are you gonna make this work? Like, what's the income opportunity and like that side of it. But it must have been pretty hard for you, Nerves, like because it seems like the people that you were cutting out were people that were pretty close to you.
Yeah, there was a few. There was one of my really close friends. There was a family member that was like messaging me when about it all, and it was tough in the time, but and there was a few sleepless nights, but I had to. Otherwise, I would have let their words affect me too much, and it would have affected where I was going, and it just needed to. There needed to be a stop to it, and like I use this as an example a lot when I'm talking about like how my mindset and your mindset when you come into this industry, it needs to be to prove people wrong. It needs to be to prove yourself and only yourself. And like when I first moved to Facebook and COVID first hit, and I was still cutting here 10 hours a day, and I was streaming like 3 hours a night, and I knew I wasn't gonna do anything doing that because there was no consistency. It was only a few nights a week. And when COVID actually hit and we went in lockdown, it gave me the opportunity to treat this like a full-time job. And I said, I'm not going to let this opportunity waste. I'm not making any money right now, which was very hard because I was a self-employed barber. And luckily, my wife was in is in healthcare. She has a great job, and she held down the fort for a little bit until everything started going up, and she believed in me. And I told her at the very beginning, man, I was like, Natina, if I can make this work, I promise you one day I'm gonna get you your dream car, because she's been talking about a Mini Cooper since I first met her. And when I made it, the first thing I did was get her a Mini Cooper.
Dude, that's insane.
Yeah,
I seen
it
that
was
post, man. I felt
a very
like,
proud moment.
yeah, dude, I was so proud of you too when you made that post, and you had the car there and stuff. That's wild, man. To be able to, you have these people telling you that you can't do it or what are you doing, and then you just turn it around and you're like, well, I just got my wife her dream car.
Yeah.
You're a recent homeowner, like you're just proving everybody wrong, and you're doing it by doing what they said you couldn't do. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's definitely a really good feel good moment for sure. And I bet before
Yeah,
you go live,
it
you
is.
probably think about, gonna hit this live button right now, proved all these guys wrong, and here I go.
Oh yeah, at the beginning it was like there was a drive to just be the best me. I find at the moment I feel like I need to get back to that mindset to get the growth going again, because I feel like I'm stuck in my own head, and I'm anxious when it still happens, like even to this day. Anxiety still comes when you want to hit that go live button sometimes. Like sometimes I'm sat down and I'm like, oh man, like I'm lucky. Where I am right now, I'm extremely lucky.
Yeah.
And I sit down and it takes me a while to even be able to press go live, because I just see it at like sometimes the anxiety of everything just comes back to you, and you just have a hard time actually going live still.
Yeah,
But
it's hard, man.
it is. You just need to have that drive again, type of thing, right?
Well, those 6 months with 0 viewers, like you were saying, that's not easy to overcome.
It
Like mine
isn't.
was like 3 4 months. Like I think around when I met you, like you and Pups, like it was like 3 4 months. Yours is 6 months of just going live, looking at a chat with like nobody talking, trying to create content. So when people
Yeah.
are in there, like maybe they'll stay. Now you have like a community, people are talking. So like when
Yeah.
people come in, it's such a different atmosphere, and you have the
It
positive
is.
people around your life. And I don't know how you did it when you had the negativity when you were still getting the 0 viewers. That's a bold mindset and like a strong
Yeah.
goal towards like trying to be successful in this field to do that
Mhm.
with like no success yet. So that's off to
Yeah.
you, man.
It was tough, but switching to Facebook was the best thing that happened for it. The best thing that happened to me for my career, for everything. It completely changed everything. When I was on Twitch, like I said, for 6 months, it was close to 0 viewers. And then after that, it was like 10, 20 here and there. But when I switched to Facebook and you build that like initial community, it's like it ends up going up and up. And obviously, like I said, there's going to be downs, there's going to be issues, there's especially with platforms with stuff that's completely out of your control. But it all comes down to hard work and motivation.
Yeah, I
Self
agree.
motivation.
I can relate a lot to what you're saying about like people saying stuff to you when you first started out. So like for me too personally, when I first started RSG, I was doing like live LAN events and stuff, and like I had so many people being like, "Yo, what are you doing, man? Like you're almost 30 years old. You're doing video games. Like, come on, you need to grow up." I'm like, "Yo, chill, man. Like you'll see." And then like even when we first got merch, you know, I have a lot of people in my life, and a lot of them wouldn't support me, like wouldn't buy something, wouldn't share posts because it's video games and they don't want that like association. And now they're like, "Yo, what you got? Anything? You got my size? When you getting something
Yeah,
new?"
man.
Like they're all like there, right? They see the progress, and you probably can relate
Exactly.
to that too. Like all these people that told you couldn't, now that you did, are like, "Yo, that's so sick, man. Like how you doing?"
Yep.
You know, and they try to like
100%, man.
weasel their way back in.
Yeah.
It's
I
wild,
saw
man.
you had 200 viewers the other day. Holy, Nerves, it's working, man. Or
I-
Shay, you're doing awesome, bro.
Yeah, I told you could, man. I told you you'd make it. No,
Man.
it's wild, man. So
It is.
before we get more into the streaming stuff, Nerves, tell us more about like your personal life. You said you were cutting hair. So like tell us more about like that side of your life.
So I always loved gaming ever since I was a kid. I like my earliest memories. I remember asking my nan to play Super Mario with me on the Nintendo 64 and shit. Like that was my favorite stuff to do my entire life, was to play Call of Duty and play any game. Like I love World of Warcraft. I love so many different types of games, but Call of Duty, like I'd say grade 7, so around 2007, when I think that was when COD 4 was released. Then I was playing COD 4, I believe, at the time, because Modern Warfare 2 only came out in 2009. And I loved COD 4, but I was like really into World of Warcraft at the time, and I was like losing my life into WoW, because that is a life capturing game. And when Modern Warfare 2 came out, I dove into it. Like it was just phenomenal game. Still to this day, in my opinion, the best Call of Duty. It's a lot of people, like I seen Face Swag saying that Modern Warfare 3 is better than Modern Warfare 2. I was very mind blown about that. I don't see that
Yeah,
at
he
all.
tweeted that out like a couple days ago. As soon as I saw that, I was like, "This man's posting this just for interactions."
Oh
There's
yeah,
no way
it's
he
supposed to
believes
piss
that.
people off. There's no way. Like the best Call of Duty, in my opinion. And I actually, like back then, they wouldn't remember me now, but like we used to play a lot of game battles, and we used to be in like the top 10 ladder quite often. And I've scrimmed with like Scump back in the day, Proofy, and everybody, and they wouldn't remember me now, because back then I changed my name like I changed my underwear. Like I was changing my name every day. It was stupid.
Well, yeah, you always wanted the coolest name.
Yeah.
The best
remember
record and stuff.
my name at one point was like I like butter. I don't know why.
Fucking
it's all
hate
good.
butter.
I don't even really like butter. I just wanted it, I guess. I don't
Was
know.
it spelled B-U-T-T-R or like B-U-T-R, like
It was
butter?
Butter. I like
Fully
butter,
spelled
but it was oh, I like butter. Oh,
Oh my god! Remember all like the XIs or the XO
Yeah,
like
dude.
before the names?
yeah.
I tried started like a clan called Call Me, and then like I was Call Me Too Fresh. There's someone like Call Me Too something. Call Me Too.
Oh man, back in the day, that was like you used to start your own little thing. That's how, when you think about it, that's how like Optic Phase everything started. That's how the big organizations even started because
Yeah.
of. Luckily, like I mean, like Optic, and then they had some quite crazy people doing quick scopes and trick shots and everything. That's what blew them up back in the day. But it's cool to think back on that stuff, man, because we used to do the same thing where we just like name our game battles team. We'd all put it in the front of our name and all that
Yeah.
shit. It was so much fun.
I was always
so
switching my
much fun.
Xbox Live gamer tag all the
I
time.
spent so much money on it.
Well, our
Spent so
parents
much money.
did.
Yeah, that's true.
You had to get those Microsoft points built up so you can switch
Oh
it.
man.
You remember
wild.
sniping with the 50 cal with the dual Raficas and the Claymores?
Oh man, and the intervention was my favorite
Yeah.
back in the day. The intervention sniper, oof, double sawed offs.
Yeah. Insane.
Just
That was the
ruining kids'
time.
days.
Oh man, it was toxic. But I love the competitive scene more than most of that. Like we used to play S&D game battles every day back then, man, and it was so much fun.
That was
But I
really
quit-
what COD was that back then.
It was game battles was everything, man. Like when you look at it back then, it was S&D. Like the screen, the variant was still like CDL wasn't around, but it was a different league. Then I can't remember
I think
now.
it was MLG back then.
It was MLG, yeah. Because like Team Fear was in it, Optic, Envy, Phase. There was a few other teams. I just can't remember their names.
Dude, that was a long ass time ago,
yeah.
man.
MLG. I haven't heard that in forever. That makes
Bro.
me think of Halo, but
Yeah,
Oh,
literally, man. Years and
watching
years
Ogre
ago.
1 and Ogre 2 going at it.
Man, and that's another game. Halo, playing like Fat Boy customs and stuff like that. It was so much fun. That game mode, it was called that, and they'd make you really slow, and you'd have to like chase people and try to get them to be on your team.
Oh,
I
wow.
can't remember the name of it now. I can't remember like the exact rules to it, but man, Halo used to have some crazy fun like game modes to do with your friends like that.
Did you ever play Tower Power? I think it was the
I don't
map
think I played that one.
on Map Ascension where they had like a tower on either side, and then there was like turrets set up.
I think I did actually.
Dude, I used to love that shit.
Dude.
That was my
Tower
favorite
Power.
thing. Dude, that was my favorite game to play. Everyone had to try to rush in, and then there was turrets in there. That was a hard game, man. Did you
Man,
play
it
much
was-
of the new Halo nerfs?
No, I haven't even bought it. Or it's free. I haven't even downloaded it.
I haven't either. I haven't had time to
Yeah.
play it. I see a lot of people playing it though. It looks pretty good. It brings back a lot of memories.
Mm-hmm. It looks
Yeah, it's not it.
good. No. No.
The only thing it does is it brings back that nostalgic like feeling of, oh wow, you got a sniper with like a without aiming in, you get the RPG, you get all this different stuff, but it's just without a battle royale, it just doesn't feel the same anymore.
No.
Yeah, gaming has advanced too much for that game to be the same way it was 10 years ago.
I agree, man. I'm the same way. Like ever since Apex Legends was my first battle royale, and I hate playing multiplayer now on COD, on anything, man. It's just not fun. Just reminds me of that meme where it's like spawn die, spawn die, spawn die.
I don't know how people are still playing like the multiplayer of Call of Duty.
Dude, there's still people playing modern warfare and like Black Ops and stuff. Like it's crazy.
It is.
Yeah.
I don't even understand how people do it.
No.
I
You
feel
remember the
crazy, man.
spawn, like what the spawn dies from?
It was I can't remember what it was from. I just remember the meme going around.
I think it's
Recently.
from the where he gets flashed. Jarvis gets flashed, and he's like, when he gets flashed, it's like a wet napkin over his face. But when I get flashed, it's like I'm getting skull. Yeah. Spawn die, spawn die, spawn die.
Man,
That's a
it's so
phenomenal
funny.
video.
Oh
Hey,
man.
and we need Reed to throw that in real quick.
Yeah, Reed,
Boom.
drop that in for sure.
Oh, I'm flashed.
a little bit. I just spit a little bit.
Oh my fucking god! Dude, why is it that when I flash somebody, it's like I just slapped them in the face with a fucking napkin from a little kid's birthday party? But when I get fucking flashed, it's like some big brolic black dude named fucking Laquise pulls a fucking bed sheet over the head of my head and just proceeds to skull fuck me! I spawn die! Spawn die. Spawn die, spawn die, spawn die, spawn die, spawn die, spawn die!
Unlock my door, guys.
Yeah, no worries.
Check.
That's
Spawn die, spawn die, spawn die, spawn die. How come when I throw a flash, it's like a wet napkin from a birthday party, but when I get flashed,
that's some actual like killer content when he made that.
I think that's might be like FaZe Jarvis or something like that.
I think it
forget who
is.
was.
Yeah. Do you foresee Halo
Oh, I
making
forgot
a? No worries. Do you foresee Halo making a BR? Dario, you think it's just going to be multiplayer?
What I tweeted when Halo came out was I was like, if Halo doesn't get a BR, it's gonna fall off. And other than its like very successful competitive side, like not many casuals are gonna play it unless it has a BR. I don't know if they
Yeah.
ever will, but if there's no way their numbers are competing with COD or Apex right now, so maybe they're seeing like, holy smokes, like we actually do need a BR to compete.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. 100%.
I think it's just the way gaming is right now. Like BR is gaming in these FPS games.
It's just more entertaining.
It is, and it's more competitive, and there's
Yeah.
more of a rush. Like you're playing team deathmatch in Halo, or like even S&D in a pub match, like multiplayer Call of Duty, and there's no rush. But if you're in a game battles and it's like you're playing a good team who's high on the ladder, like you already have those like that nerve feeling in you, and like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. That's what got me into video games originally. It's what made me
Sure.
want to make RSG, because I wanted tournaments, like I wanted competitive play. I wanted
Yeah.
that feeling, right? That rush when you're round 11 S&D like trying to win.
Oh yeah, man.
It's wild, man. And I think Warzone is that. Like it's every battle could be the end of the game, so like it's not like you're running and die and you respawn. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why battle royals are just taking over right now. It gives everyone that feeling every time, and then no matter what your skill level is, you still get that rush when you're in a gunfight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So let's get back to talking about your streaming nerves. You started out Twitch, you switched to Facebook. That was March 1st, right? I think March 1st.
I believe so. Yeah.
March 1st, 2020.
2020, I believe. Yeah,
Yeah, I
when,
think it
when
was,
COVID first hit here,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, when COVID first started, yeah. And that's
Yeah.
like when RSG started to like really get involved in the online content creation too. So
For sure.
it was at same time, which is pretty crazy. COVID definitely helped out a lot of people in this industry.
It did. It honestly, like all the bad that came from it, it helped me in a way. Like I wouldn't be a full-time streamer if COVID didn't hit, because I'd still be cutting. Like I couldn't take the time I needed off work. I still needed to pay bills. I'm married. I have a house. I have animals. I still have a lot of bills that I needed to pay, and I needed to work 8 to 10 hours a day, and I just needed to spend time with my family. And I streamed like 2 or 3 times a week for like 4 hours. I'd stream till like probably 4 a.m. I'd start at 12 and go till like 4 a.m. and then wake up again at 7 a.m. to go to work.
Yeah, it's a
It was a pain in
grind.
the ass, but I knew it wasn't going to get any traction then. I was mainly just doing it because I thought it'd be cool to have people watch you play while I was playing with my buddies. I was playing Apex at the time, and I just thought it was cool. Nicewig, he's a Apex player. He's actually like the person who motivated me to start streaming.
Okay.
And he's massive now. He's actually on 100 Thieves now. He's
Oh wow.
massive.
Dude, that's cool.
Yeah. He blew up overnight. Like, he was one of those rare streamers that he got raided by Dizzy when Dizzy blew up over Apex, and then Shroud raided him.
No shot.
So yeah, so he blew up overnight basically.
That's wild. You don't really hear those
Yeah.
stories too often.
No, definitely
Usually
not.
it's like what you said, you'll stream like half a year, no viewers, then you'll slowly start, you know, maintaining 3-5 viewers, that go up to 20,
Yeah.
and it's really up to the streamer after that, like if they're gonna push their offline content and, like, you know, basically all the things that you're doing right now, the TikToks, the shorts, the Facebook videos and stuff, getting in the algorithm, like that's all up to the streamer at that point. But usually it's like you said, you stream 6 months where you talk to absolutely nobody while you're streaming, and then you know, you start getting those few
You gotta
people.
get really good at talking to yourself.
You do, man. And it's the streamers you see sat there with no viewers that don't talk. Those are the ones that never get the few viewers come through, right? It's when you're sat there talking and someone comes through and they see that you're interacting with your chat, that's when they stay and they're interested and they want to talk to you. It's
Like, when you think about it, the people who come into the streamers with a lower amount of viewers is for that interaction.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you look at like Nick Merckx and them, it's very unusual for them to sit down and just read chat, because it's just moving so fast you can't interact with them the way you want to.
No, you can't.
And when you're just starting up, that is the biggest part, because it's all about getting that person to stay. And after a while, like ever since I started, geez, I've had full-time viewers who were in there for months stop coming in because they even messaged me, was like, there's too many people now, like I don't want to. It's like, I can't talk the way I used to. And I was like, you can. I might miss a message here and there, but that's part of it. Like, that's all I can do. I read chat so much, but like, you still miss stuff sometimes when it's booming. That's
Well, you
part of
also
it.
can't respond to everybody because your whole content would be you
Talking,
responding
yeah.
to people. When now it's like, I'm not at that point yet, but it almost seems like when you're talking about like the Nick Merckx, like you're at your level, and then you have like lower levels. It's like at some point it has to go from a high interaction with chat stream to almost like you're putting on a show where everyone can enjoy
Yeah,
and
exactly.
just hanging out there versus like waiting to talk back to you.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah. I feel like at that point too, like you're saying, when you get to that next level, you're almost creating content with the people you're playing with, like whoever's in your Discord call or whatever. You guys are like, you know, joking around and saying random shit, and like that's the content then you're pushing, rather than like you're saying talking to the people. But you definitely have to at the start, like you have to create these relationships and that stuff. It sucks that those people leave because they don't understand, man. Like they should still be there supporting, right?
People who do that are the people you need them at the beginning, because they're the ones who helps drive your content, because they're talking so much and everything. But people who aren't there for you and aren't there for your stream are the people that you don't want there, right? Because it's only gonna, you might feel like you're at a high for a second, and then all of a sudden, this couple months later, they're gone. I've had issues with mods in the same scenario, and there was one mod from where I'm actually living, and there's a few choice words, man. I think I sent it to you, to Dario and Puppies and everyone. I think yeah, that was a tough go, man. Like, I tried to stay professional, and I did, but it was tough to stay professional with it.
Especially when it's people so close, like it's literally people help managing your whole business on like the front side of it, if you will. And like for someone to do something like that, it's almost like, okay, so now I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I'm in a dark here. I don't know. So like what happened without giving it all away?
So I had someone as a mod. He went into Yusuf's chat a while ago, and Yusuf was doing support, like subscriber games. This was back like a long time ago. I was just starting on Facebook basically, and Yusuf, and then I seen the message because I was in the chat at the time. I was in Yusuf's chat, and he said to Yusuf, like, yeah, like he said to Yusuf, he was like, why he was like, why do you only play with people who pay you? It's like, that's scummy. And then he messages me, and then Yusuf is like, get him, chat, he's a fucking dumbass and stuff like that. And then this guy who's my mod at the time messages me and was like, yeah, Yusuf was cyberbullying me and you shouldn't stand for that. And he sent me paragraphs, like probably I had to scroll like 15 times. I didn't even read it.
No shot.
It was, yeah, it was bad. And then he started calling me out, like saying a mad shit to me. And I just had to cut it off and tell him and block him. And yeah, that was crazy.
That sucks, and it's something that he totally brought on himself too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it sucks that it affected you.
He was trying to force me not to play with Yusuf. I was like, man, like, what are you even talking about? I seen your message.
Yeah, I was in the chat. I seen what you said.
It's like, you started all of this. This was, and then now, whenever I have a mod, whenever I like get a new mod, I make sure to say like, don't start drama with any other streamers because I've dealt with that in the past, and you will not be a mod here anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks. So you have someone who's like there to try to help your channel grow and moderate it, and then they go do something stupid and then bring it back to you.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I hope he didn't say anything about you to Yusuf or whatever. That would have sucked too. You know what I mean?
Nah, I mean, Yusuf. I don't even think Yusuf really. I think I told him like the minimum about it, but I didn't really tell him a whole bunch because, you know, like it was my problem to deal with. I didn't want to involve other streamers that I'm trying to network with and become friends with and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Makes complete sense. Speaking of networking and playing with other viewers, I seen you yesterday in a game with Stone Mountain. That's pretty sick.
Man, I love playing with Stone. It's I still remember my networking. Networking is massive, guys. If you don't network, you will not grow.
It's true.
Like, networking is everything. When I first made my Twitter account, I had no idea what the hell was going on because Twitter is a different world.
Yeah.
But it's why every streamer, every content creator, every celebrity, everything, they use that to communicate. And it's basically like an open text message. You talk back and forth on tweets. And like, that's how you build, you can build connections with content creators super easy with that. And that's how I met. I didn't play with Z, but that's how I got Z's attention when he raided me. And like, I think he raided me twice back when I first started. And luckily he kind of knew who I was because my two coworkers at the barber shop went to high school with him. Like I lived like 10 minutes away from him. And so that helped out. But networking, like I would have never met Stone Mountain if it wasn't for me, like, commenting on his tweets, liking his tweets. I messaged him probably 3 times before I got a response. Like, I thought I was the annoying girlfriend, man. Like,
I remember
like,
seeing your tweets about like Stone. Like, all I want to do is play with Stone Mountain. Can you make this happen?
It all comes down to you need to come off as not annoying. You can't come off as someone who's just trying to suck their ass or anything like that. You need to come off as someone who's just excited and ready to grow and ready for this to happen for him. And that's how networking works, man. Because if you come off annoying, a lot of people are gonna you'll never get a response. It's like the number one rule. It's like that number one rule when people come in. New streamers should know, don't go into other streamers' chat and say, oh, hey man, I'm about to start my stream, so I gotta go. I just wanted to stop by and say hi, so stop in.
Hold on, you're telling me that they shouldn't do that?
You've been doing it wrong this whole time, Dario.
Man, like, I have so many people who come in every day and it's like, hey man, like, either try to actually just blatantly self-promote by saying like, oh, come to this stream, it's better and stuff like that, and they just get blocked right away. But when somebody comes in, you know, it's not just like an automated thing or anything. They're just saying, hey, like, I'm about to start my stream too. Can you stop by or something like that? And it's like, come on, man. Like, that's not how you grow. That's not how it works. That's trying to basically poach viewers from somebody. That's like going from one restaurant to the other with the other restaurant's food and saying this is better.
Literally. That's a
You
good
know?
analogy.
Like there's a reason why a lot of restaurants don't let you eat other people's food in there, because it's promoting the other restaurant.
Yep.
It's the same thing with streaming. Like you can't come in and try to grab attention away from the streamer that you're talking. You're in their chat, you're in their place of business, you're in their job, you know.
Does that happen frequently?
Not so much recently, but when you get algo on Facebook and you
Yeah,
like, man, when I first got algo, I had to put it on follower only mode because it was toxic. Like every second comment, like my mods couldn't handle it. I had to mod, I think 4 people that day in the spirit of the moment, because it was just nonstop, like F you, you're shit, follow my page, go to this YouTube video, go to my OnlyFans, go to this, go to that.
No way.
Like, what the hell?
Did you go to their OnlyFans though? That's the real question.
Only if his feet pics.
Okay, nice. Well, then I'll send you mine. I'll send you mine over after this, right?
Oh, that's
Man.
too funny. I never thought it was like that, man.
It's like that a lot, but like I just don't think people realize when I first started streaming, I knew not to do that. Like I had common sense.
Like
not
it's
to
a
do
common
that.
sense thing, yeah.
You know, that's basically like going and stream sniping somebody, and like a streamer stream sniping another streamer to try to get their viewers to come over because you killed them.
Yeah.
It's like that's just that's never gonna work.
It's like the
No.
first thing you should know in streamer etiquette, I think.
Yeah, don't disrespect your fellow streamers.
Well, it
100%.
kind of like reminds me of a scenario where a lot of people will come in that like I've never played with, and they'll ask, "Hey, do you want a game?" And they're like on their gaming profile, and I'm like I don't care if anyone comments on their gaming profile. Like
That's fine.
yeah, that's your brand. That's who you are. That's
Yeah.
where you comment. Like do
A
that.
lot of people don't want to use their profile, right? Like if I had the option to take my personal profile off my account, I would. But like you said, people using their gaming page, that is 100% fine.
Yeah, it's just this also reminds me. A lot of people come in and they say like someone I've never played with before, and they say, "Hey man, you want a game right now?" It brings back like what you're saying about Twitter. It's like networking is like can be such a great opportunity in this world, but if you're going into somebody's stream, into their business, and saying like, "Hey, like let's be business partners right now," like at the restaurant, right? The same example,
Yeah.
like let's be business partners instead of like going in, eating there a couple times, like talking with the manager, just
Yeah.
hanging out, and then shooting them like a private message later. It's such a big difference, like
Oh, big time.
on how to network.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Big
you
time.
have to
And
build that relationship.
exactly. And like you need to build your own brand, like even if it's minuscule, like you need to build your own brand to get attention as well, and that all comes down to networking, right? Like nobody's going to know who you are if you're not liking. Like when I first started, man, I was dedicated. I went on Twitter, I went to Audio Freak, I went to Rexilla, I went to Stone, I went to Fab, I went to Yunuzi, I went to Yusuf, I went to everybody, turned on tweets notifications. And every time I seen it popped up on my phone that they had a new tweet, I was the first one to like it. I was the first one to comment.
Smart.
Because it like when somebody tweets, when you think about it, they're still looking at their phone when the tweet first gets sent, and 10 minutes later, they're not. Right? Like there's chances are that if you're the first person to react and the first person to like give attention to it, chances are it'll get seen more. And even if they don't like it, even if they don't respond, the repetition of that gets you noticed.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Even if it's just like you were doing that and they noticed your name, and then you drop them a line and say, "Hey, you want to catch games?" Sometimes you already have that kind of relationship built. They know that you're a supporter. You're you're liking their tweets. You're commenting on them right away. After a month of them seeing that every time they tweet, they're going to be more inclined to be like, "Yo, I'll run some games with you. You seem chill."
Exactly.
You know, you're supporting what I'm doing. Like I'll support what you're doing, type of thing.
Yep.
Do you think
And at
that's
the same-
sorry, go ahead,
Oh, no,
Dario.
well, no, I was saying even at the same time, if somebody does all the proper steps on networking, people are still busy and people have
Yeah.
their certain people they play with. So even if you do everything that's quote unquote right on how to approach a streamer, it doesn't mean they are obligated to give you that
Exactly.
opportunity. And I don't even want to say
Exactly.
opportunity, but obligated to be a part of that opportunity together.
Exactly.
Because it's just, you know, you have your friend, you have who you play with, and sometimes it's nice to not expand and create new things when you're
Mhm.
very content with what you have.
Yeah. It's very hard to play with new people that you've never played with either, because you don't know. You almost need to go watch their content because you don't know what they're gonna say. You don't know
Yep.
what they're gonna be like. You don't know, right? They could come on your stream and bust out a homophobic slur by accident. You don't know.
Yeah,
You
they
know
could
what I
literally
mean?
tank you.
Yeah, and then the cancel culture comes in and ruins your life.
Yep. Another good example too. So I was in another RSG streamer, Twistscope. I was in his stream. I want to say like 3 days ago, and
Yeah.
someone wrote in it, and like they're a supporter of you too. Like I see them in your chat all the time, Nerves. And they were like, "Why don't you play with Nerves?" And he's like, "Dude, I would play with Nerves, but Nerves got his crew now. Like you probably got your schedule for the next fucking 2 weeks. You know what I mean?" He's like,
Oh
you know,
man, I'm very unorganized. My schedule doesn't go past the night before.
no way.
Man, like chances are Sparty will message me or one of the boys will message me like games tomorrow. Yep.
I thought you'd have like a schedule, but that's what he was saying. He was like, you know, Nerve's got his boys he plays with. Like I would play with them, and then someone wrote and was like, you know, it's shit that he won't play with you or something. He was like, dude, he's literally like, I have 30 viewers right now. He's got like 300. He's playing with guys that got 1K. Like you played with Stone Mountain yesterday. He's like, you got to use your mind when you're saying this. Like it's not that Nerves doesn't want to play with me. It's that he's working on his own brand right now. Like he's not going to take away from his brand to play with me when he's doing what he's doing. He's like, you know, you guys got to think about what you're saying. And like, it goes back to what you guys are saying. Like the people you play with and stuff like that, you got to network it and you got to do what's best for your brand. You know what I mean?
You do. And like there's people who's going to support you along the way. There's people you're not going to talk to along the way that for months, but you know that they're still going to be there. Like me, Dario, Puppies, and Stevie, like we were the first, like that was our first group, man. Like 4 of us played all the time.
Yep.
And
You
I
remember
know
that, dude? That was a lot of fun times.
it was.
That's
And
a pretty
I know,
good
like,
crew, man.
It was. And I know if we don't talk like every day, if we don't talk for weeks, for a month or anything, you know, like if we did talk or if we did play together, it's going to be the exact same. That's just the way it is because it's good people. Right.
It's that professionalism too, man. Like the 4 of you guys definitely got it. And you guys are doing your own thing too. Like it's not like it's like, oh, I'm not playing with Puppies today, you know, or you know, I don't want to play with Puppies. It's just that you're playing with other people. He's playing with other people. Dario's playing with other people. Stevie's got his crew. Like, you guys are all just networking, and it's not even like the same people every day. Like every day, it's probably a different person or a different couple people. Yeah, and you're just like pushing content, trying to create better content. This is what it's all about. You know what I mean?
It is.
There's a lot of people who don't understand it, man. It's hard for me to wrap my head around because I do understand it. But like I keep going back to that Twist thing. Like he was literally like, "Why would you even say that Nerves don't want to play with me?" It's not like that, man. Like you guys gotta look at this proper. It's a business, like you know what I mean.
You're constantly trying to grow. If the moment you stop trying to grow, everything starts tanking, right? Like you need to constantly try to grow. When you look at like Z-Laner, I'll use as an example. Back when he was playing Fortnite on Facebook, he was averaging 1 to 2K viewers. And then he switched to COD. He was playing with Picnic Basket, Nicole, all those guys like every single day. Then he got the opportunity to play with Doc. And like he might not play with the guy in like Picnic and all them all the time now, but you know they're still homies. You know they're still super close. Even if they don't talk for months, you know, they're still great friends. I wouldn't know firsthand, obviously. I don't know them all personally, but you can just see that atmosphere between them. Even though, and now look at Z now, like he wants to grow, and he's been playing with Doc, Tim, Courage. He's literally on the top now.
Yep.
He's one of the most well-known streamers in the world now.
It's wild, man.
Like it's crazy.
His growth happens fast.
Networking.
Yeah, it does, man.
Yeah.
The Doc thing really helped him out, and like it would be stupid for him to be like, no, Doc, I'm not gonna play with you because I'm playing with Picnic today.
Right.
You'd be like, no, listen, Picnic, bro, I'll play with you tomorrow, but today I gotta play with Doc.
if Doc or Z or Tim messaged me, man, and I was in the middle of a game and they were like, come now or you can't, I'd back the fuck out of that game and I'd be in there in a second.
Yeah, sorry boys, I'll catch up with you guys in a bit.
And the thing is, your friends and your homies understand that, man, because they do the same thing. Look at Stevie right now. He's playing with us every single morning. He got algo with Facebook, but only in the nights right now. So he's been streaming till 5 a.m. pretty much every single morning because he knew that if he wanted to grow past where he is right now, he needed to go where his algo was.
Yep.
You know, and he needed to follow the wave of that, and because when it stops, you feel like you're in a rut, and it happens, man. It's a roller coaster. Like 3 months ago, man, on top of the world for me, averaging like 600-700 viewers. Now some days after 3-4 hours, I'm down to 80 viewers. You know, like that's just part of it, but that's also comes to notifications. I have people come in every day saying they thought I haven't been live for like weeks.
Dude, I went to your
Crazy.
profile
You know.
yesterday, and so how it happened was one of the boys was like, NurVes was playing with Stone, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta go in there, and went in there, and I went to your page, and it didn't even say you were live. I had to click your videos for it to come up. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's when I first switched to the new page experience, you couldn't even find my page in the gaming. Like
Wild.
my page just disappeared.
My page is still not in the gaming. So if
Man.
you know how to fix that, let me shoot me a message after this.
Mine might still not be in there. I don't know. I haven't checked. I know I'm the type of person when it's down, you see a lot of people who will go to Twitter, go to their page and start yelling at Facebook, and that ain't going to get you anywhere.
Nope.
You
No.
know, even if they aren't liking your tweet, somebody who works at Facebook Gaming is going to see your tweet. And they're going to be like, all right, you're not getting any form of boost whatsoever for this long. You know, I just feel like if you're going to be negative about it, it's not going to fix. But there's a lot of things that do need to change, and you do need to be open and speak up about it, like notifications and stuff like that. Like that shit should have been fixed a long time ago.
Yeah.
I have I think 33,000 people with live notifications on. And I'd say only 50 of them get it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it's crazy.
Can you see how many people have on your notifications?
You can.
Dude, that's wild. I didn't know that. That's insane.
Yeah, let me check.
You'd think if you got 33,000 people getting your notification, that even just for like 2 minutes at the start, that you know
Yep.
what I mean, like a huge percentage of them would open it up and just drop a like.
Exactly.
It's nothing to do that. You know what I mean?
So anything above 30% of your total followers is usually like, actually, it's usually 20%. People say anything above 20% of your total followers for live notifications is good. Mine's at 38%, and half of, and like 98% of them don't get it.
That's
So
wild.
I'm at 34.8 thousand live notification followers.
That's insane.
If it makes you feel any better, I have a close to 50% live notification followers, and
Yeah, dude.
yeah,
It
that
just doesn't
that
make
doesn't
sense.
happen.
It just doesn't make sense.
I've been getting
And I think it all comes down to, you know how you can. So prime example, the live notifications. It shouldn't be a live notification. It shouldn't be a post notification, a real notification. It should be, you follow NurVes. All notifications are turned on until you turn them off.
Yep.
Yep.
And it shouldn't be VODs, shorts, pictures, posts, lives. It should all be one notification,
Yeah.
one setting, because when you follow somebody, live notifications don't get turned on. No notifications get turned on. Highlights gets turned on. So that's only a video that's blown up, basically.
Really, I didn't know that.
I went into, me and Stevie actually did a bunch of research into our pages one night. And so when you automatically follow somebody, it
Yep.
will turn on suggested and highlights. And that usually turns into only videos that has already gotten attention. Because I was wondering why I was posting a VOD and I was getting 10 likes in like 3 days, and I was like, that doesn't make sense, man. So I
No.
went searching through it, and everything was on highlights, and that's only notifications of stuff that's already getting attention. People need to go into your page and manually turn on 3 or 4 different types of notifications for it to actually work.
That don't make sense.
Yeah.
It should be like you said, one page notification. Any post is a page notification and it gets pushed.
Yeah. When you follow somebody, it should automatically turn on all notifications, and if somebody don't want them, one click to turn them off.
Yep. I've been getting
or at the least it should be you click follow and then it pops up a prompt. Do you want notifications or not? Like
Yep.
at least give them the option to like get them all like there, and then if they are turned on, give them the option when they want to like, you know, maybe like lower the amount they're getting.
Yeah.
Like click the button and say, no, I don't want all notifications. Let me just put on live notifications. Let me just put on like clips and VODs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make a lot more sense.
There's so much more growth that could happen with Facebook gaming if like the platform ran very efficiently.
If Facebook gaming separated from Facebook in a way, because everything that happens through Facebook gaming needs to get approved through Facebook, because it's owned by Facebook, and I feel like that's what comes down to all the shitty support, all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like
that's
that's
a
what
much
it comes
larger
down to.
conglomerate to work on that provides much more income for them.
Because I feel like the Facebook gaming like employees and the team, they do what they can, but they need approval from higher ups to do anything. You know what I mean?
So that they need like their own division type of thing.
I think they have one, but they need to be like, because like anything, someone from support was explaining it to me not too long ago, and I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's like everything that they help you with needs to be gone through Facebook as well, because it's still Facebook. So it's like 2 different teams. So your team, your support agent needs to contact their higher up, and then their higher up needs to contact the higher up to do it Facebook and figure it all out together. So it's like a chain of people who it needs to go through before it gets back to you.
Meetings
Instead of
on
letting
meetings.
instead of letting the Facebook gaming people that are involved in the day-to-day looking at everything make the executive decisions.
Exactly.
Basically pushing it on to somebody, giving them some like facts of the scenario and saying, is it okay if we do it?
Yeah.
Damn.
Exactly.
It makes
But
sense.
you know, there's nothing we can do about it.
No, it makes sense why issues last so long, knowing that.
Yep.
Especially like you see people who they'll get like a copyright strike or something and not actually play anything that's copyrighted, and then they're demonetized. Did that happen to you?
It happened to me a lot when I first started, and now that we're allowed to technically play like most music, we're allowed to play almost anything we want. The algorithm still picks up that you're playing copyrighted music. So I found a workaround. I downloaded Spotify Speed Access tool, and anything above, I think 5 or 30% isn't picked up by the algorithm, and you just got to listen to it sped up.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I'm allowed to play the music I play. It's just I don't want to get a flawless copyright strike and fuck my algorithm for. I mean, I don't have any, but fuck it for the next 6 months. You know what I mean?
Right. I was talking to
copyright strike yesterday.
You did?
Sorry.
Yeah, I
did?
accidentally played my music without having it sped up for like maybe 25 seconds.
Ah,
No way.
And I was like, oh no, this sounds too normal. And then I put it to 1.25. And then I got like 3 Discord calls from one of my mods. They're like, yeah, you got copyrighted.
Like you got the restricted like everything. Your stream went down.
Yeah, it said no more new
bro.
viewers will be able to see your stream, and your
That
people weren't allowed to
sucks.
comment. So I had to like shut down, reopen up.
Yeah, that one's a pain in the ass. Sometimes you get some that people can also fake it and just try to take ad revenue from you, where they hit you with a copyright strike. They say they own it, and they try to take ad revenue. Some companies actually do that. Like I've had to do it a couple times with just pressing approve, because I went back and listened to the 10 seconds that whatever, and it was like a YouTube video I was watching from like from like Sports Center or something like that.
Yeah.
And but sometimes people will try to steal your ad revenue, and it'll be a random company name saying, for this 10 seconds, say, we own the rights to this. And you go back and you got to dispute it, and then they dispute it, and then you got to wait 7 days and dispute it again. And
Damn. Dario, did you get demonetized when that happened?
No, I don't think I got I mean, I have a demonetization restriction on my account right now that won't go away, but
that sucks.
But I mean, no, not off that. I just had to restart my stream, and then I deleted that VOD, and then just moved on.
Okay. That's not the end of the world, I guess. It would have sucked if you were an algo, though, and like Nerve said, if that actually messes up your chances of getting algo for like months from now, right?
You don't know. That's not facts. That's just me being in my head trying to be super secure about it type of thing.
Yeah, I think we all think the same thing. None of us that are on Facebook gaming want to do anything that could jeopardize the potential option for getting algorithm.
Yeah,
like listening, what algo is just basically Facebook has a way to, like, you get a certain amount of views per stream, right? And that's all based off Facebook's algorithm on how it shows you to more people. So you just want to get it shown to as many people as possible and not ruin your chance to not have that happen.
Yeah, man, for sure.
I think algo 100%. Is like the best tool everyone seeks out in Facebook right now.
Yeah. And people are saying like, oh, with Twitch, blah blah blah. It's harder, yes, and it is harder to grow on Twitch because it's bigger. But people are saying that it's different from Facebook because it's not like an algo system, but it is.
Yep.
People don't realize, like, any platform, you don't get pushed unless you get algorithm. Like, there's a reason why people randomly go from 10 viewers on Twitch to 80 viewers one day, or 100, or go from 100 to 1,000 one day. You know, that's algorithm. Every platform has it. It's just Facebook is a very dependent platform on algorithm, and that's what a lot of problems come from with it, especially now with ever since like Z-Laner blew up. A lot of people have been coming to Facebook. There's a lot of new talent, a lot of new people on Facebook compared to what it was when I first started, when like a year ago even. And it's I feel like Facebook, where it wasn't used to the amount of people that is streaming on the platform now, I feel like they're still trying to work out major kinks that's happening because it's just an overwhelming amount of people compared to what they were used to.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with the Twitch thing too. There definitely is an algorithm. Like, we do the gambling streams on there on the RSG account, and I try to make a point to ask like a lot of the followers where they came from, like, how did you find us or whatever, just so like
suggested.
Yeah, and that's what they say. You're in the recommended top page, whatever, front page. You know, it looked like a cool layout, so we clicked it, type of thing. So if you're staying to like your schedule and stuff, Twitch can push you. It's just not to the extent of Facebook.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I feel like if you're
not going to go from 50 viewers to 5,000.
Right.
You know what I mean? On Twitch.
You might grab like 25 extra on Twitch, but in Facebook, it's like you said, it could potentially be thousands of people coming through.
Yeah.
Which is pretty wild when you think about it. That's a lot of people, man. Even if you retain like a small percentage of those people, you're way further ahead.
Big time. I feel like it's a very big it's a really big opportunity that a lot of people go to Facebook for because of that. And it's great when it happens, but when it goes away, it can be tough. But people just got to realize like I said earlier, it's a roller coaster, man. It's nonstop. It's always going to be up and down. Looking at Nick Merck's tweet from back in, I think 2013, he tweeted it. He tweeted, "Oh, we peaked at 250 viewers. Things are looking up."
That's
he retweeted
wild.
it, and it's like, holy shit! Look at him now.
Yeah, that's wild.
Like,
I bet that's
crazy.
a good feeling, man, for him to look back and read that.
Yep.
That's got to make him feel like he's on top of the world.
Man.
Speaking of those, the algo though, Grizzarts was in the algorithm not long ago.
Yeah.
And we did his podcast, and he talked a lot about it. And that was like the way he looked at it was so smart. He said, Like, I know that this can go any day. Like, I'm not looking at this as like I've made it. I'm looking at this as, okay, this is an opportunity for me to try to retain a percentage of these people. Like, even if I can retain, like, every day I can retain 5 or 10 people, when I get out of the algorithm, I'll still be at like 50, 50, 60, 70 people in my stream because I've retained them.
Exactly.
And he didn't look at it as like, oh, I'm here now, I don't have to do this anymore. Like, I don't have to push or push offline content.
That's
or like,
when you got to grind the most.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said, this is when it all starts. Now I have to like be on my A game to try to get these people to come back tomorrow or come back the next day, right?
Exactly.
I think
it's funny you mentioned Grizzards too, because I remember him tweeting. He was like, I've been grinding so hard, and it was like in between like Christmas and New Year's, and like he was streaming, getting the algo. He's like, I don't know if I stream tonight. Like, I kind of want to break to hang out with the family. And I DM'd him. I was like, dude, like, this is like could change your whole streaming career. You do not change anything. You've grinded for the last 2 years with X amount of viewers, and now you're getting this many more. Like, like this is your moment to like build it. Like, you gotta run with it when it's there.
You can hang out. You can hang out with people as long as you got good people that understand in your life. It's, like when I did get pushed hard, I should say, back when I first got pushed, I believe back in I think it was 2020 in like December as well. I think it was 2020, yeah. But anyways, I remember like telling Natina, I was like, I'm not gonna have much time. Like, you might not see me for a little bit, but this is my opportunity to grow where I want to be and do this full time. And it might be a month of me pushing hard, super hard like this, or 2 months. It might be less, but I just wanted to let you know that I need to grind harder than I've ever grinded before.
You got to take advantage of it, man. If you don't, I mean, you're just basically hurting yourself. And it's like you said, when you got that strong support system and like people understand and they want that for you too, it makes it so much better. Like, it's much easier for you to go upstairs at the end of like an 8-hour stream and have someone who was like, yo, you fucking kill that. Like, good job. I'm so proud of you. Versus like you go up and someone's like, yeah, you miss dinner. Where have you been? Like, I haven't seen you all day. You know what I mean?
You were fucking gaming all day, man.
Yeah, they look at it as you're having fun
right now.
Yeah. A lot of people look at it as if you're just like, you're literally playing video games. They don't look at it as this is your career, your job. It's how you put food on the table and stuff. And I think it's like mostly the people like in the older generation, I want to say, and people who don't understand streaming. Yeah. Like they literally think that you're just having a good time with your friends, which you definitely are having a good time. But you're, like you said, man, you could sit there some days, look at that go live button and be like, all right, man, is today the day or what's going on? You're full of anxiety. You just like, once you're in it, it's a lot better, obviously, but like you still get those feelings. It's not just shooting the shit with the boys playing a video game. It's like, no, this is your job. Like, you're literally checking into work right now. Yep. And when you get, if anything happens, if you get fired or you get laid off, like, you're done. You know what I mean? It's not like, all right, well, I'll just go talk to the boss and like, he'll understand. You call in sick, you're hurting yourself at that point.
Yeah, and you mentioned some elbow that made me think of this too, because people like think when you go live, as a streamer, you just literally stream, and that's all you do. You're behind a camera playing video games. But it made me think, like, Nerves, you're one of the, if not the most consistent person I know when it comes to posting, whether it's a short clip or just a clip a day or even multiple clips. Well, I mean, kind of talk about that. And like, what's your schedule look like where you're able to always fit in enough time to push out offline content?
So I was a lot more driven to do offline content when I was when I could schedule everything. Because now with reels, you can't schedule reels, so I've been a little wish-washy. But I was posting at one point like 3 clips a day, and my morning consisted of like I'd wake up at 6:30. I'd get downstairs by 7. I'd make clips and like probably just turn a show on in the background and just make clips for like an hour every morning. and just schedule like my week worth of clips and call it a day. But now it's more so along the lines of some days I finish my stream and then it's like 6:30 and I'm supposed to post a clip at 7 and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't make any clips. Because like they took out the whole scheduling part that you can't schedule the reels, and it just makes life way harder.
It really does.
You gotta
'Cause then
do
you
it
have to
from
like
your
go from
phone
your
and-
phone and like save it and then
Yeah.
download it and then put it on. Yeah.
It's a pain in the ass, but I do have to start being more consistent. I used to post one I think 10 minutes after I went live. I don't know why I did that. That would take away from it, I'd say, more than anything. But then I post one at like 2 p.m. and then at like 7 p.m. again. But now recently it's been one clip a day at 6 p.m. EST. But I think I want to start doing morning clip and an evening clip and doing 2 clips again, because I find I was getting a lot more attention when I was doing that compared to what I'm doing now.
Right.
And I don't know what happened to Reels right now, but they randomly shit the bed. They just disappeared off the face of the earth. Me and Stevie, we're both getting like 10,000 likes on every reel, and now I have a hard time getting 200.
Damn.
Yeah, randomly, same day, exact same day. I messaged Steven, I was like, man, is your reel like down in the dumps right now? He's like, yeah, man, I don't know what's going on. And then a week later, we talked about it again, every reel since that day.
Wow.
Yeah.
They were
It goes
doing
to show the power of algorithm.
Oh yeah, 100%. They were doing
Facebook want them to see it or not.
Yep.
They had a star challenge or something, or like something to do with reels, right? You do so many reels, you get money. Facebook.
The reel bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get it, so I don't even know anything about it.
Okay. I don't know if maybe that ended and it's just like they stopped focusing on pushing it or something.
They could have, yeah.
Because I mean,
That could have been it.
they could have been pushing them hard just for that. But I still get a lot on my phone. It's just like, so everything that I do obviously on Facebook is gaming related. So most, like 95% of everything that comes up on my phone is either gaming, and then the other 5% I think is like golf videos. But right now on Reels, now that you said it, I kind of paid more attention to it. There's a lot of random stuff in my Reels now. It's not so much gaming and golf. Like there's a ton of random stuff like pranks and all that shit now. So maybe they're just like trying to fix something, or like try to fix a bug, and it might have just screwed a lot of stuff up. Hopefully they do come back around though. One thing I want to say about the Reels, Grizzards, what he said that he was doing right before he got an algorithm. So I don't know if this has anything to do with it or not, but he was saying that he was trying to do 5 notifications a day on Facebook. So he'd do like an AM stream, a PM stream. So that was 2. He'd do 2 reels. So that would be 4. And then he'd do 1 highlight video. And he said that he heard that 5 notifications is kind of like the sweet mark daily to try to get pushed into algorithm. And again, I don't know how true it is, or like if it was what pushed him into it. But he said that's what he'd been doing. So that could be something too that you could look into if you're trying to push like more notifications or whatnot. That's something he talked about in his podcast. So like, and people listening too, if you're a streamer listening, maybe try that. Like maybe try, if you're only doing 2 or 3 notifications a day, up it to 4 or 5, and definitely use reels, because a lot of people see those reels, hopefully anyway.
Yeah, I mean, when my reels were blowing up, I was actually starting to get like good growth again offline.
Yep.
And it slowed down again, but it was going pretty good. I was getting like 1,000, 2,000 followers every couple days, and I haven't seen that in a year or more, which was pretty cool.
That's a lot of followers.
That is a lot of followers.
A couple
Your OBS
thousand.
must be freaking out.
Yeah. No, I got all that. I had to turn it off for followers. Yeah, it's just constantly on the screen, and I had to turn it off a while ago. But it's cool when you see that. But it's sometimes like I said, with the roller coaster, it is, man. Sometimes like you could go a month and get like 100, 200 followers, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about your mindset too. Like, you got to keep positive about it, and like it's good that you're aware that it's a roller coaster, right? Like,
oh yeah,
nothing in this industry is guaranteed, like one day to the next. So it's good that you can remain positive and still hit that live. But I mean, you stream what, 6 times a week now?
I stream. I don't have like an off day schedule, so I just put it as I stream every single day,
Damn.
and every now and then I'll take a day off when the Tina got a day off.
That's insane. 7 days a week, man. That's a lot of streaming, dude.
Yeah, yeah. Usually 9 hours a day.
Wow.
Someday, recently I've been taking like, I recently started playing squash, so that's been fun.
I've
Yeah.
never heard of anyone actually playing squash before. Is it pretty fun?
Dude, it is so much fun. People think it's you know, like when I first heard about it, I was like, oh, that's like rich boy, like a prep school type of sport type of thing.
Yeah.
And there's a squash like club here, so me and a couple buddies started playing. It's a crazy workout.
Yeah.
It's insane, man. Like my wife is in good shape. She works at the hospital too. Like she's always on her feet. She played one day with me and she was sore. She said like in parts she's never been sore in before.
It's a very intense
Like,
workout, man.
It's
Is it
not
similar to racquetball?
kind of. So basically it's like a little black ball that's very deflated and it doesn't have much bounce, and you two are in one small court and you're hitting it back and forth as like points.
You ever
Oh,
get hit
wow,
with
yeah,
that
I'm
ball?
looking-
You ever get hit with
Sorry?
that ball, Nerves?
No, I haven't gotten hit with it yet.
Dude, it looks like it would hurt.
I feel like it could, but I feel like it slows down enough because of how deflated it is. It wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, I guess so. I just see
'Cause,
like
like you can whale that ball, and if it's not like heated up, if it's still like kind of cold, it'll have a hard time reaching the back of that little court.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I watch people. I've never played it personally. I've watched people play it, man, and they smash that ball.
Bro, it's crazy.
You literally hit it as hard as you can.
It's so much fun though, man. Like I'd suggest it to go try it if you wanted that. Just try something new and competitive one day with a friend. It is a lot of fun.
That's awesome. I think
Yeah,
Dario's
it's a lot of
watching it
fun.
right now.
I think he is.
I pulled it up. It looks just like racquetball, but like maybe like a smaller court because the ball isn't as bouncy.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's very tight, man. It's not a very big court at all.
No, it's not, man, but it's nonstop.
Oh
Like
yeah.
when you especially when you're inexperienced playing it like me, you know, like a couple buddies that I've been playing with, they used to play it a lot a few years ago. And they only recently got back into it, but they know how to play it more than I do. So I'm
Mhm.
usually the one running around because I don't have control of the court because I'm chasing. I'm not in control, and I'm out of it at the end, man. I can't breathe.
Gassed.
That's good. You're picking up something and like getting back into physical activity because as a streamer, it's easy to like. I mean, I used to be, but you're doing 9 hours a day. You're creating the content as much as you can, and then
Yeah.
just everything else that goes with it. It's easy to get into like a slump of not like doing the things you
Yep.
want to do outside of
Oh,
our work.
100%.
Yeah,
100%, man.
especially 9 hours, man. It's a long time to be at your desk.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually longer for you because you say you sit
Yesterday
there
was
first.
11, I think.
11 hours, bro.
Plus an hour and a half in the morning.
Yeah, you say you sit down first and do
Yeah.
your clips and all that. That's a lot of time on your computer. It's a good thing you got a good chair, man.
Yeah.
You got the Secret Labs chair.
I mean, I would love to get a the Herman and Miller,
Yeah.
the Logitech one.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's
Big
nice.
fan, but I've heard it's worth it.
Man, a couple buddies got it, and like 8 got one. I think Gene got one. I think Stevie bought one after too. And it's like that's a $2,000 chair, man.
Yeah.
It's like that's crazy. Holy shit.
It's a lot of money, man, but I guess when you're sitting in it that long, it might be
Yeah.
a good investment, right?
And same thing, people are buying like the ergonomical desks that raise up and down.
Yeah.
I'm still using like a 10-year-old wooden desk.
I feel that, man. I got an old ass desk, dude.
Like it's a L desk and it's like 10 years old, man. For me to move this desk, I got to take apart like 30 pieces.
Just too big to get through the door.
Yep.
That's funny. So before we wrap it up here, fellas, I want to ask you one last question, Nerves. You posted for your year goals that you want to get 150K follows and 1 to 2K CCV. So other than those two things, is there any other like goals or accomplishments you have on your radar for this year?
I've been asked that question a lot, man. And I feel like me coming up with those goals for this year, it took me a while to even write them down because I've just been in my head a lot.
Yeah.
And just not knowing what I want, like what my goals should be and stuff like that. But those goals are definitely my streaming goals. I would love to meet, like, if one day, play with Doc, play with Tim, play with somebody along that, like, even play with friggin' like Cloaksy or someone, man. Like, that'd be wild. Like, I'd say a goal this year that I can add onto it is to just meet new people that I never would have met outside of this. You know what I mean? Like, meet some celebrity type of people in the streaming industry, like be able to go to an event if COVID fucks off and shake Courage's hand. You know what I mean? Like, just something along those lines, man. Like, that'd be so cool. That'd just be a personal goal in my head that would just make me feel good.
Yeah, for sure. I hope there is going to be, like, again, like you said, COVID has to go away, but I hope they do throw like a massive event where like you actually have the ability to meet these people, and like even if it's just like a quick hey, shake your hand and go again, like it'd be pretty cool, man. You'd probably be able to have like some food with them or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
Dario's over here in the States saying, "What's COVID?"
Yeah, what are you guys talking about, man?
Not even just the States. Florida just has no cares about COVID.
This man went to Vegas like 3 times recently.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's
dude, like that LAN event, the Baka Bros LAN event, bro. What I would have did,
yeah,
like to just go there and drink with Max Holloway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'd
you
be
see the video that
crazy.
Z posted?
Yeah, Z and Max just dancing on this friggin' side, like, oh, bro.
It'd be insane, man. I'd love to meet Z personally. I think he's like really chill, like personality wise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I live 10 minutes away from him. I still haven't met him.
Insane.
Well, he don't live here now. He moved like recently, but it'd be cool to even catch a game with him. I think Puppies is the only one out of like any of our group of people that I know or play with that's actually played with him.
Okay. How long ago was that?
It's been a while. He killed so Z killed Puppies, and then Puppies came back and killed Z. And he had FB.GG in his name. And he went over to his stream and they played a few duos together. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's cool that someone of like Z's caliber would do that, you know what I mean? Like go check someone out and then take the time to play with them. He's a really good dude, man.
Cool. Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up here. I want to thank you, Dario, for hosting with me today. Appreciate it very much, sir. And NurVes, thank you for coming on with us. It's been a blast. Appreciate you being on the team and everything that you do. And yeah, with that, guys, we will be back again next week with another RSG podcast. Again, fellas, big shout out to you guys. Thank you so much. Reed's going to drop NurVes' socials and Dario's socials on the screen as well. And make sure if you're listening to this, you guys go check them out, drop a follow, show that love and support. I know these guys will definitely appreciate it. They're working their ass off right now, trying to grow and get noticed. So definitely help the boys out, show some love. Again, fellas, thank you very much, and we'll see you guys next week.
Hey, thank you.